Hello, YouTube. We are back. Let's see what this Doma person's all about. I'm assuming this is where we see about Doma. You are late. No matter, I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to the band of Domans, who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes? Northard? Northard? I forget how you say that. Well, like the rest of the nations of Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Guardian Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current states of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We'd be fools not to pursue this opportunity. Do you not think? Come with me to Udal, Lily. Unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with a sultan sworn on the royal promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings. Insurance, if our guests are not themselves imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some, and if not, who better than you to have on hand in event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident. Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repertoire. Repartee? Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Udal. I just figured better than to start this video going there than go there, see a little bit, and then come back and not, have anything to do. So we gotta end the video. Oh, by the way, so what I was saying earlier, I don't remember if I've done it or not, and I'm pretty sure it's here. But you have to be up here, and then you have to like sprint run or sprint jump and land on one of these. I don't remember which one. And that's one of the lookout. But you have to actually land on top of it. Because if you don't land on top of it, you can't get the lookout thing. And if you fail, then you have to run all the way back around. I don't remember if I did it on my main character. I think it's one of the few that doesn't require a specific time or weather or anything in A Realm Reborn. I could be wrong. It could be more. But either way, yeah. So. I just wanted to point that out while I was thinking about it, because I know I mentioned it earlier. It matters not how many times you ask. Without necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior, allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears? A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you'll find me more to your liking. Afano Liviere, at your service. A friend. Which, I believe, makes me very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Udal, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us. We shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Who was such a dick? You could have at least, like, alerted Ruban, Swift, or something. Swift's is the Flames one, right? I think so. Now I have curiosity. Swift? Yeah, Commander Swift. I was like, I'm pretty sure the commander of the Flames is Swift. I love how some memories of things are just forever there. Oh wait. I always fucking do that. And I love how some things never change. I always fucking go to that door, not this door. Literally, I have no idea why. It's been ever so long since we last set foot on dry land. I truly hope this marks the end of our journey. We would be most grateful for any assistance you and Master Alphino can offer. Master Alphino's associate, yes? We have been waiting for you. I trust you are ready to begin.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea, from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise. But our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed. but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Uldar unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Okay. I got you, Alphino. And you, Gary? Hi, you, Gary. If I may, madam, I said earlier we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of tribulation, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. It shames me to beg for more, when you have already offered so much. Desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the sufferings of my people. Hey! You have names now. Ki... Kikui... Kikayo? Kikyo? Lady Aguri labors day and night for the good of our people. She is an inspiration to us all, yet I worry for her health. This is... Kusasagi? We are grateful beyond measure for this kindness. Momo? Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Lily? Of course I'll help. Couldn't have picked a better day, to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? It just sent word that they can't come, meaning I've got a buttload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go on and call on Friederi and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Thank you, Momo. I'm on it. You're gonna have stuff at Waking Sands. I would not ask if the circumstances were not dire. Please. Yeah. I gotta get the shit there first. Before they acknowledge it. Sapphire. Also, have I already... There. It is this way too, so... Catherine! My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? No. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it, you mark my word. You're an asshole! Yeah, okay, we don't need to up the item thing anymore. We have... Oh, we did... That's why I didn't do this one. I don't have any more gathering gear to give her to make her go out at the moment. $43 water shards. Yeah. Are you now? Oh, you have enough for that one anyway. And what about you? You're still low enough to do it, so I'll send you out. Okay. They are all sent out. Now continue. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momo's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I have letters. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. They just got here, you assholes! Some people, my man. At least he had some sympathy for the children. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. I dare not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momo is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Yeah, I'm a bit assholes, but I got the other ones, the ship in there, so you should be good. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you'll be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You haven't done much for us, Master Alphanu. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with your words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Okay, let's go. And a Chamber of Rule. What business would her grace have with the likes of you? Bitch, I'm the hero of Eorzea. Fuck you. Alphina? You must take pains to illustrate how accepting the Domans would benefit Uldal. Only then might the Syndicate be swayed. Bards sing of wars which decided the fates of nations, but a single word spoken within a council chamber is more like to decide that of mine own. I wish to greet our guests. beforehand and offer my support for their cause. Doman, Udalm, it matters not to me. Birthplace does not equate to birth of right in mine eyes. I take great pride in my establishments for this very reason. The Platinum Mirage, in particular, serves as a showcase for the talents of countless men and women born beyond our borders. Pleasure, Lily. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, Knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Uldar. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Where is she?
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
A cutscene I didn't have to read. Hallelujah! Yay! Not yay for the outcome, but it bears repeating that Lord Lolorita does not speak for the Syndicate. The others harbor doubts, I will allow, but in time they shall see the error of their ways. As Lord Lolorito goes, so goes the Syndicate. My people cannot endure another long sea voyage, but if Uldal will not accept us, what choice have we? As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah, I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the halls of flame. Now, so what minions do I have at the moment? Just run around with our buffalo for now. The same thing. I will not I will not deny that certain portions of the refuge population have been a burden on the Sultanate. I take issue with my counterparts' contention that they account for the majority. In this they are plainly mistaken. Even so, we must not think ill of them for wishing to protect our great nation. Mayhap I should have considered the likelihood of failure more deeply beforehand. A galleon is no place for my people, and for any people to call home. This cannot continue. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monetarists have made their position clear. Agreed. Uldal is not an option. Nor are Limsa or Gordani, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nation. Minfilia, this is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time, a week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of a more well-established settlement. However, the leaders of Revenant's Hall have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, would not save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike that which those which you yourself propose, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ildal, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages. Absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap, the Uldon Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Lily. Lady Ugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. And I swear, the more I do this, the more I kill my voice for some reason. There's so much talking that I was not paying. Oh, thank you for holding the door open for me. I don't know who that was, but they're standing at the door, so the door was open. Can't mistake that one for a closed door this time. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momo has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordana. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Thanks, Mama. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the immortal flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. The Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordana. When government fails to act, responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We will begin our contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Udal, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Giri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you. After you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Bitch, I got this. I'm ready to go right now. Yugiri's game. As we speak, the Domans prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Udal. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Lily, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hozan. When you arrive, as Lady Yugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. The funny thing about like post game is that there's like as much post game as there are base game. So like we get a long ways before we hit the expansion. Like story wise. Not counting if we like skip over side quest stuff, because obviously we've been doing side quest stuff too. Oh, I can smell their scents in the wind even here. Greetings. Halfino informed me that a scion would be arriving to help with preparation. I'm honored to meet you, ashamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. It's all good. I knew from a glance what manner of woman you were. I too have some skills at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given into my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. Yeah, I'll get them. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son, Yozan. He can tell you more. Oh, hello there. I'm Yozan, son of Ozan. Will you be coming with us to Adal? I hear we're traveling by horse-bird-drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but... What's that? You're looking for the others. Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide-and-seek. 3 players are still hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Found you. Hey, you're not Yozan. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Lily Lovecraft, eh? I still don't know anyone else I didn't know anyone else wait a minute. You're one of those, aliens, aren't you? No, scions. Scions! Then you must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Alright, it's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Lily Lovecraft. Are you playing? No fair. Yuzan didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a horse-bird carriage? I don't know, it sounds scary. But if Yuzan says it's safe, I'll go. Also, I know I'm an adult, but I'm shorter than you. And by the way, I actually remember roughly where they are, so I'm not actually looking for them. I know where they are. If you can't tell by how I kind of went straight to each one of them. How'd you find me? Bah, I guess I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. Wonderful. All the children are accounted for. Hide and seek. Haha. I see that you are curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Why we adventure. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at a regular interval. My family and I, including my stubborn old father, Ome, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Toharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Udal is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform our coachman. These reports of great beasts on the road to Udal are most troubling. Fascinating creatures. Whence did they come? Oh, it's just so fluffy. Ah, Grandfather's so lucky. These horse birds smell terrible. Eager to be off? Are you? Aye. Well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Runner for the Blade says we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerley. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course. But it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here's another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area is safe, and if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way's clear, meet us outside Horizon. The Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. Time to go check for beasties. We are going... Where are we going? There. I think it's like your mount can't fly any higher than it went up like 3 feet. You sure about that? Are you sure I can't go any higher? Survey says. Come here. Not supposed to stay in the attack phase. I mean, you can. It's up to you if you want to do that, but it's not the brightest. It's not the brightest move to do. Okay, we got rid of the beastie. They have wings, so does that mean they can fly? And does that mean we can fly if we ride one? If we beat the base game. Which do you think would win in a race? A horse or a horse bird? Oh. No, you. I must say, that was a surprisingly pleasant ride. Half the journey to Revenant's Toll will not be so bad after all. It pleases me to see you well. Come, let the coachman know we can continue onward to Uldal. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Well fought, madam, well fought. If only I were in better health. I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pray my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Ugiri's kinsmen, least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, Father, to she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's Toll will grow and prosper by our hand. What's up? Hey, Miss Lily? Haru and I want to know why you became an adventurer. To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune, to go whither the wild rose blooms. So you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything. But don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now. Excuse me, Miss Lily, I've got a question. What's Revenant Toll like? Is it pretty? It is a bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. It is a bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. It is the home to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. It is a stone's throw from an imperial castrum. It is the home to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Oh, so you live there with your friends? That means you'll always be there to protect us. Enough, Kaharu. It's my turn again. Miss Lily, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Seek out new experience and adventures. Fight ferocious beasts. Train every day. Buy weapons and armor from Rowan. Train every day. Aha, so my father was right. How do you do it then? Come on, tell me, and don't leave anything out. Alright, that's enough questions for Miss Lily. That's not fair. Why does Ozan get 2 questions? I want to know about adventure just as much as he does. Just Just one more, please. You think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Of course. Really? Then I will. Thank you for the advice, Miss Lily. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer too. When we get to Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Doman. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Lily and Lady Ugiri. Yeah, just like Miss Lily and Lady Ugiri. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Of course. I'm your escort, after all. And 100 questions start from the carriage. It'll be good to sleep in a proper bed for a change, even if it's only for a night. How many steps are there? 100? I'm going to count. I bet they could keep out an entire legion with those walls. Would you look at that? Mind letting Master Alphina know we're here. I need to stay with the birds. I'm looking too. I'm not over there far enough. I was like, wait a second. Oh, this is the Viper. I was like, why can't I get this? I forgot the Viper is in here. I know I said this when we were gathering the classes, but Viper was introduced when I stopped playing, so that's why it's so high of a level. Has the first group arrived already? Wonderful. Pray inform Master Alphina one. We welcome your return, Mistress Lovecraft. I pray they do not grow too accustomed to this treatment. It is a welcome respite, to be sure, but a far cry from what we can expect in Revenant's Toll. Ah, Lily, I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there not else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Giri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Okay. It is past time Lady Ugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalin, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slaftborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Ugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting tie should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Lily. Revenant's Toll! Poof. Hey bud, I'm back. I brought Domans. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends, and bid you welcome to the toll. I hope you do not find our dearest of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirits and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Softborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals. And you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Softborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. You all good? Our guests have yet to meet Minfilia. 7 hells, Lily! Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the Rising Stones. Thanks, bud. Oh, I'm supposed to. I was like, wait a second. It's weird. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We should join you at the Rising Stones anon. I was going here and I'm like, wait a second. Oh, I mentioned earlier that you could tell. I'm pretty sure it's this person. Wise woman once said that she does not pay heed to the skies will most likely get wet. Sound advice, if you ask me. Would you like to hear what skies tell us this fine day? So this is how you can see the weather. And you can kind of like... You can see it's going to go fog to clear skies here. So if you need to know the weather for like those lookouts that I was talking about, or anything else for that matter, because there's some fishing, I believe you have to do it in rainy days, stuff like that. This is how you can tell. And it shows you for places. It shows you for all places, actually, so that's interesting. Literally fucking says Ishgard, so... Spoiler, we'll be going to Ishgard eventually. Not that I think I already said it, but still, I think that's kind of funny. Like, why are you showing me places that I literally can't get to yet? Like, I know, up to Shadowbringer. And I know the city that's in Endwalker. Purely from the sake of... I've heard people talk about it and refer to it the same as, like... I'm pretty sure it's Endwalker. The same as, like... Revenant's Toll, or like places like that, like it's like a hub, but I don't know anything about Endwalker or beyond. Speak with Minfilia. Tis no use. Something wrong? Our attempts to reach the student of Beldessian continue to meet with failure. Aranja has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but waiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I'm given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap to question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside of our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. I didn't question a thing. Lady Ugiri is here. Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. And just say your speech. Mrs. Minfilia, you're cool. She's cool. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady. But are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, Minfilia. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slathborn, Lady Ugiri, Lily. I'm amazed that none here knew of the War of Succession until we arrived. Have you truly heard naught of what has transpired? Nope. Limamin and I will make all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival, though I must admit that I'm still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Yustola should be returning anon with a report from the field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Ah, fuck me too.
disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
Sounds about right.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not?
Yeah. It was the emissary.
Even
Hildebras.
before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this.
Elidibus?
But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I think we're all
I am
shocked.
aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
Friend. Finally, should the worst come to pass, and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experiences, you may very well think that that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. Speak with the Admiral, a command room in Limsa Lominsa. And that means we need to go to the lift. Which I think is near the lift. So how many? I'm not over on seals or anything like that. Is this lift? I mean. This lift takes us to that lift, or that door, or whatever this door we want. You are expected. Pray take this lift. Okay, it is a lift. I thought it was a lift, but it's a lift to a lift. Admiral? Welcome, friends. I take it Yustola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalin to supplement their cachet. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Science support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, as much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. We got you. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eye. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require. But precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Corporal Lovecraft. Our scouts are currently coordinating Sahagin movements within the Supsa spawning grounds. See, now they're calling me Corporal because my rank is Corpola. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operation staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be appraised of the latest intelligence. Commander Folkrita has charge of the garrison. There may not be a better chance to learn the true nature of the Echo. I cannot well allow the opportunity to pass by. In case I wasn't clear, time is short, Corporal. Make haste to Camp Skull Valley, and request the latest intelligence. On it. I'm gonna assume it's Airport. Yeah. I was pretty sure the spawning grounds were in Airport's map. Off we go. I've been expecting you. Scion of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to connect here. The Sapsa spawning grounds. I'm guessing that's like reconnaissance and stuff, like recon. But I've not ever heard it that way outside of this game. I don't think I've ever seen that word. If I've heard it, I haven't seen it, at least. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain... Excuse me. I felt that sneeze coming on. It wouldn't come and then it wouldn't stop. Ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sepsa? All told, here, take this flask of restorative to tend those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. They can't beat me. They ain't good enough. Grab it. Help somebody of all the times to forget the restorative. Here you go. Thank you. I owe you my life. We're ambushed by serpent reavers. Lightly armed as we were, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the serpent's tongue. I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Time to go deeper into enemy grounds. So what is this? Camera angle. Damn, that was an ugly camera angle. Can I fly over this? I think I can. As long as they're not like actually inside somewhere, I think I can just fly over everywhere. Yeah, I thought there was places to drop. Soldiers' corpses. How dare you? Collect the corpses. Whee. Do-do-do-do. You've returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you'd meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? The corpses. Dear God! These wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. This of savagery know no bounds. Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the two who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Thrice damned fish back bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We're here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, Savvy. My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte, the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened their security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flank. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall forth smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Lily and Yustola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small group, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Dankrad and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Yustola and Lily. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Lily? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Away! Look at the second check. I'm not joining no damn fight. You shall not pass! Okay, Gandalf. You blow your bubbles at me. Oh, more. Yeah, to be near your little buddy. Final checkpoint incoming. Ground sword. Yep, he didn't do very well. Next up, another dead enemy. Rejoin Pistola. You are not an Axolotl. I mean, I guess maybe you are. You're just a giant one. Yeah, I guess you're just a giant one in a way. But oh wait, you're not cute. Axolotls are cute. You okay, Estella? Pray do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come. The Aetheryte is close at hand. Let us press on. Oh no.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Bonk. Hey, Thankrad. Nice to see you.
Did I miss much?
Yeah, not too much. But you're about to be shown up by Lady Yugiri if you don't get going.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetheryte!
I swear this cutscene gives me Gimli and Legolas vibes. They only just need to be counting the two of them. Like they're competing.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
Hey, Admiral.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift! I am eternal! O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon! Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Well, shit. Though the mission ended in failure, I take solace in the knowledge that Minfilia is unharmed. Gods of this realm are vengeful beings. It is of little wonder the Garleans fear their kind so. We meet Leviathan in the open sea. We put ourselves at the Primal's mercy. We must think of a way to face him on equal terms. Had only we arrived but a moment earlier, there is no time to brood over what might have been. Leviathan is returned, and we must needs find a way to deal with him. Understand, I seek of no normal wall of water. I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlement. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains an open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none. Of that you may be sure. Limlane herself would struggle to best the Lord of Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that which is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Leviathan's back. So if it's the upper, that should mean just over here, right? You should just be able to walk over here and find where we need to be. If my calculation is right, yeah, there's the other left, so there we go. Yeah, I know, Miss Maximilian. The Sahagan Elder claimed to have become eternal, yet he was summarily consumed by Leviathan. What might this imply? Being the observant adventurer that you are, you will doubtless have noticed my dagger work back at Limsa. You know me, Lily. I like to dabble in a bit of this and a bit of that. When I saw Leviathan rise from the depths, I cannot well describe what I felt. No words could prepare one for such a sight. To confront the Lord of Whirl in his watery domain is far from ideal, yet he is not like to come to us. Would that he lacked the means to strike us from afar. If Leviathan is allowed to unleash a tidal wave, nothing within 10 moms of coasts will be safe, let alone Limsa. I trust you see what's at stake here.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Halfstone 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Halfstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagan.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Halfstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
'Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, Warrior of Light.
Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with the Primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judge it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? Details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim. And even should it be true, it is as Eustola said. None save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not already know? And yet, having waged Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all! Twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report of the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Lily, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. Okay. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lanosia. The Storm Private set to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Oh, way up there. Yeah, all the way past Red Rooster instead and everything. Slap him. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry these sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. And before I mucked out the chocobo stables. And before I rolled the millstone over to the mill. And also before... God's... Man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright. I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Tractium ain't a generous soul. Now, prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting. You can? The tale of Chuckleman's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hand at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. Well, what happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. Without wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Mayhap too modest. Now, there's some as say you can never truly beat the Leviabetus. That you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Sir, stop talking out your ass. Ah! It's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm a chocobadung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobadung. I have to lie to women to tumble them. And that don't happen much. Me member's tiny. It's pathetic. Sure as hell didn't beat Leviabetes, but I have seen him with me own eyes. It was a few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent some miles off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it. Cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. What? Oh god, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait, if you're here asking after Leviabetus, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet, or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying whore, son, I can't believe you made me handle Chocobodon. Lily, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviabetus? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at Moraby Dry Docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. I like how as soon as he saw me, he turned his tune immediately. Guy wasn't too happy about that though. When first Master Eziar proposed the twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the Whirl Eater is complete do I see the elegance of this solution. To complete the twin vessel in so short a time and with limited materials, the people at Naldic and Vermilion have won an admirer in me. Would that we had armed ourselves with more knowledge beforehand. Well, it cannot now be helped. I take comfort in the fact that you have faced worse odds in the past, and have ever prevailed. You will do so again, of that I have no doubt. It will require no small amount of helmsmanship to tow the Whirl Eater. I dare say delivering you safely to Leviathan will be a battle in itself. In order to build the Whirl Eater, we had to decommission two perfectly serviceable galleons. Suffice it to say, their captains weren't best pleased with the notion, but when I offered them the chance to keep their ships and face Leviathan in our stead, they magnanimously withdrew their complaints. We must all make sacrifices for the greater good, they said. In short, they shit themselves and were like, nope. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whirl Eater, I call her, is complete. And she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prejudiced tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The Whirl Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Ah, I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the Whirl Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Nuddik and Vermilia's are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Tancred and Ishtala, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sepsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Tancred and Yustula, if you would join the third levy, and Lady Yugiri, the fifth. But what words have I for the woman who has been made a sport of slaying gods? Only these, go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of my own. Know that we will all have the utmost faith in you, Lily. May the crystal bless and keep you. Now we should have another trial. I don't have a second. Oh, because I'm wearing a Marauder ring. That's why. Now, one thing I will say, when you do these kind of things, make sure you take off the prior one. Otherwise, you can search, because you can actually search multiple at the same time. So if you want to do a bunch of dungeons, you just pick them all, and then whichever one pops up first helps. But again, this is another one that requires a good amount of people. And let's see, less than 5 minutes. Maybe we'll get lucky then. We can just do it really fast. We're gonna have to start doing, but yeah, like I said, I don't feel confident enough to be the tank. I'm also trying to remember what even the Leviathan fight is. Because I've only done the Leviathan fight to progress the story. So a lot of people with the Duty Finder, you will do leveling, and they'll give you experience in certain stuff. And you'll be able to get like random ones. So as such, you might get like these. But I actually don't ever do them. And I know that's like a bad thing because that's part of like a daily thing you should do. But I just generally don't do that kind of thing because I think like dungeons, yeah, see, this is something, if you do 3 via the duty roulette, you get stuff. See, like, you should try to do some of these stuff if you can. Each, like, week, because they can just give you random shit. Like, this is Gil you can get randomly. Seals you can get. We must have, like, a weekly reset. Just, because, like, I did some of this stuff. I definitely did some of this stuff, like the crafting. Wait, what is today? Oh, yeah. I think it resets on Tuesday, and it's Wednesday now. That explains it. Ungod! Ungod! I shall poke you with my rapier. But yeah, you just kind of like chill out when you're doing these. Like I said, in future ones, I will, like I said, we did the Mughals Guard in the last one, so, I think. Last video, or was it a video before that? I don't even remember how many videos I've actually done today. But anyway, yeah, we'll eventually do that because they can take way too long. So I would say, I would advise to, we're probably just gonna pause, because a lot of times I will just, chill out stuff. To my understanding, you can switch to, like, crafting and craft while waiting, and then just change back the class that you assigned to. Like, the thing remembers you were a DPS, so before you accept, you just have to swap back to DPS. But, I don't generally do that, I always just wait. Because really, why not? If we're doing a dungeon, I just am like, yeah, I'll wait for it. I don't want to be like doing something else and not, you know, enjoying it. A lot of times when I do it, I'll also just be like, oh, I'll just look at like YouTube or something. Watch a video on YouTube while I'm waiting. This is why I think more things, specifically story, even trials, should have duty support. Just because of that. Just because, like, you want to progress the story. I get, like, the side stuff shouldn't, not necessarily need it. But I remember there was a dungeon, and I get the feeling that all the dungeons have duty support now, or the majority of them for story, because I know there's a few that did not. I know for a fact. I think I'm misremembering, like I said, with the other ones, because they weren't trials. But I know for a fact there's a couple dungeons I've come across that did not have duty support in the past. And there was one and I'm not sure if I reached it, because I don't remember if it was Shadowbringer or post-game Stormblood on my other account. Or my other character. But, it took me, I think, because I'm pretty sure I was streaming it. And it took me literally like 40 minutes to 50 minutes to get the dungeon to proc. Because nobody was doing the dungeon. And so I literally could not progress the story for over an hour just because I had to wait for the thing to show up. And I get it, it's an MMO, so you're meant to play with other people, but there should be the option to progress story without that. Like, these aren't bad wait times. I mean, although average wait time 5 minutes, I've been waiting 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Apparently, I'm above average here. Yeah, that's why I think like that. So, in the future, especially if the wait times are longer, we will be pausing and waiting. I'll be waiting, and then I'll unpause when we get the dungeons. Also, the worst thing that happens, and I hope I haven't jinxed it by saying this, but the worst thing that happens is you get everybody in a dungeon and somebody doesn't ready up in the like 60 seconds you get, and then you get kicked back into the queue again. Because if not everybody readies up, it does not actually go forward with the dungeon. That's why last time we did a trial, I was like, ready up, ready up, ready up, ready up, don't fail me. Because I've had that happen. And the worst thing is when it happens on like a 30-minute wait, and then you have to get into the queue again. Thankfully, usually that happens. Usually you get back into the queue pretty quickly, but like 7 out of the 8 people are still queuing for it, so you just get it right back immediately. But oh, now the average wait time is 8 minutes, and I'm still over the average wait time. But yeah, that's the only real downside to this. And obviously, like me, since I'm an introvert and like social anxiety and all that, which is funny, play an MMO game, but I don't like doing dungeons that I don't know very well without people. So I like to be able to do them by myself first, so I get the idea of the mechanics. And you can't do that with trials. Well, technically you can do that if you're high enough, but I mean like with duty support. I wonder if they'll ever make trials duty support. I wonder if that's ever been brought up. Probably not, because I feel like the trials are like the end game team thing, that and the raids. But who knows? If we don't get it in the next couple minutes, I'll pause the recording until we do. Another thing about these that don't really matter is we're not getting a lot. You don't get a lot of experience doing trials unless you're doing the like daily stuff. To my memory of this anyway. Dungeons, yes. Each boss in a dungeon gives a chunk of experience if they're around your level, but the trials don't. So there really isn't a downside for me to switch like this. Because even the quests, I don't know if you've been noticing, don't give a lot of experience. And they won't until we get into the expansion. You really don't level doing post game. You get like a couple levels usually, and then once you hit the expansion, you start leveling again. Because at the time, to my understanding, each expansion had increased our level by like 10. And we got one healer in the queue now. Now we just need another healer, 2 tanks, and 2 more DPS. But to my understanding, when A Realm Reborn first was out, without any expansion, 50 was the max level, I believe. So doing these quests were really just to unlock stuff. They were not to level. You didn't get to 60 until Heaven's Award. I believe that's the case, because then Stormblood would have been 70. Yeah, because then Stormblood 70, Shadowbringer 80, Endwalker 90, and then Dawn Trail is 100. So yeah, each expansion increased by 10 levels. So at this point, you wouldn't be making experience on these missions. They're just there. Do we have titles now yet? We have not gotten any titles yet. Also, if you ever want to look, you can see what the stats do. Affects MP regeneration is determined by pay, only applicable when in battle. And roll as healer. The tenacity is a tank thing. The higher the value, the more damage dealt, the more HP restored, and the less damage taken. Damage dealt and received, as well as HP restored. Okay. But yeah, you can look at like what stats do here. Looks like we are in for a queue. Watch this. I'm gonna pause the recording and we're gonna like immediately fucking get the dungeon. I am gonna pause it though, so I will be back whenever we can. Oh, see, never mind. That's exactly what I said was gonna happen. Come on. Did I jinx myself? Tank, ready up. Okay, the DPS ready up. Tank, ready up. Okay. That's the sound of party chat. So they're saying hello or whatever else. I would normally say hello, like I set off on my own time, but I haven't seen these cutscenes in forever. I watched them all when I first played, but ever since then I just skipped. Because I feel bad for like making people wait when I've already seen the cutscene. But again, since I'm recording, I'm not going to skip any cutscenes, obviously. I don't even remember this fight, to be honest. Like, I remember fighting Leviathan, I don't remember what the fight entails. So I might even get murdered here. I don't remember the mechanics. They waited. I've had a mixed thing of people that don't wait and of people that do wait. Ow. Heard this? Oh, we're supposed to be fighting it or not? So we're supposed to be fighting us? Yeah, I don't actually remember this fight. Half the time you play these... Ooh, somebody died. This clearly was a shield. Probably saying the mechanics. But because I'm not watching chat, I don't know what it is. I usually pay close attention, so I don't miss things like that. But Again, I'm just keeping the chat out of recording. Oh, I received a player accommodation. Somebody accommodated me. Oh. Oh, hey, that's the person I just did the thing with. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Zella was in that. That was the one that was in the middle. That's the thing, when you complete your trial, you get transported to there. So if I was somewhere else, it would have still taken me there, generally. Oh wait. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. You're truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration to us all, madam. And, on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command. Let me change back to warrior. I'm sure he's gonna repeat that, so yes, let's go to that. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear my words of congratulations will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they have not already. With this in mind, I shall say only that I am glad of your safe return. Another notch on the old belt, is it? Well done, my friend. By God, I dare say I would tremble at your summoning. That such beings can be defeated runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? My congratulations, Lily. This victory will serve to quiet the Sahagin for a time, at least. A number of things did not go exactly to plan, I will admit. Leviathan denied us the luxury of ramming him, for one. But let's not quibble over the manner of victory, eh? If Limsa is safe, and we are yet undrowned, I conclude that it has been a good day. Now go and bask in the Admiral's gratitude. Will you? You have certainly earned the right.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
Busted.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Let's get the quest, but I think this will probably be it. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Aryan man there. Present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in shadows of Lumensian society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it is penned by the Admiral herself, mere words are parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here's the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Okay. As such, though, I'm going to call this video here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.